Friday, because my kids were over there, I wanted to visit everybody at once because I've been here working about 18 hours a day. I haven't been going home a lot lately. I finished up Fall of the Republic, my new film, Friday, and it's been sent to be mass-produced now. And my mother walks in and says, look at this, front page of the Statesman today. And it was the Austin American-Statesman. I'll give the PrisonPlanet.tv viewers a look at this. And it says, New World Order, G8 up to G20. And they announced the New World Order. Now, what does this New World Order mean? All these years, I would talk about the New World Order, and people would laugh at me. I was just reading Club of Rome, CFR, World Bank, IMF documents, and they said, we're going to bankrupt the world by design. We're going to set up a new global currency based on carbon credits. Enron actually came up with this latest plan 12 years ago. And I've got the congressional hearings on that, with Al Gore admitting it. He was involved in it back when he was in the White House. That's in Fall of the Republic. And it's all a big joke to them. They're going to home inspect you, tax, track everything you do. I mean, this is hell on earth. And they're openly in the next 2 years, they've announced at the last 3 G20s this year that they're going to phase out the dollar. And that's all we have left is the dollar. They're talking about basically devaluing it by 2/3. And then you'll have a new global SDR currency, bank to bank. You'll still have your regional and national currencies, but they'll be set not by your Treasury Department, but by the private source consortium of banks that then give their orders to the G20 that makes up all the finance ministers of the 20 industrialized and, quote, rich nations, as the G20 calls itself. So my message to all the yuppies and people that don't care and aren't involved and aren't informed: we don't have time to screw around anymore. You need to find out about world government and how we're being conquered by a private consortium of banks. You need to find out what they have in store for you, because I talk to a lot of people that think they're part of the establishment and are on power trips. They don't know what's going on, but they say, so what? World government's the next step. Well, even if you think that's the case, this is an authoritarian, tyrannical world government that doesn't like your standard of living and doesn't want you to be able to have children, and openly states that they're drugging your water and your food and the air, and that they're sterilizing us, and then all the numbers show this. I mean, it is a fact that the new flu vaccine has squalene, the adjuvant, that the military stopped giving its troops because it was killing them. It's a fact it's got 5 times the highest previous level of mercury ever seen in a vaccine. That's mainstream news. My kids play with neighbor kids, and about a week and a half ago, I noticed that 2 different groups of neighbor kids were showing off that they'd gotten the flu shot, not even the H1N1, but the regular. And then in the last 2 days over the weekend, when I'm home a few hours playing with my kids in the front yard and backyard, and neighbor kids come over, and I say, where's your sister? Where's your brother? And they say, oh, they're sick in bed. And I go, oh, really? How long have they been sick? Oh, about a week and a half. Now, you can say that's circumstantial, but I see the kids get the shot, and now they're in the bed sweating bullets a week and a half later. And I see the numbers on children getting cancer up several thousand percentage points. And I have top scientists on, and major German newspapers like Bild, the biggest newspaper in Germany, are reporting that there are cancer viruses in all the major vaccines that are causing cancer. And I just want to warn people, and I can't even get over the comfort zone. I don't want to get in my neighbor's business. I don't want to bring them a packet of info and try to say, please don't shoot your kids up with 60-something vaccines by the time they're 5 years old, and over 100 by the time they're 12. And now they want you to take 3 flu vaccines full of mercury. And you can search the studies out, mainline university studies. 3 flu shots doubles your chances of Alzheimer's, and now 20-year-olds are getting Alzheimer's. You know, I just want to tell the police and military something. You're in this with the American people. They may have taught you to be tough guys. You think it's cute to attack us and do all this, but you're being hit by all the same soft kill weapons. Stay with us. Hello, this is... Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have Rob Dew, who was arrested, here in studio with us. Also, Jason Burmas, who was there covering the G20 live. My mother made a good point when I was over at my parents' house Friday. They said, I guess this is the coming out of the New World Order. Because we've seen hundreds of articles in one day announcing global government, end of the dollar, the end of America's power. But we've never seen it 5,000, 10,000, 12,000 articles in one day. every major newspaper announcing it, and they're explaining to people what the New World Order is and what it means. Ladies and gentlemen, private banks, through fraud, came in, got control of our treasury departments in the Western world, issued themselves unlimited currency and credit under our name, bought up the planet. And so you've got these swindlers up there, and every time they show up in England, they beat a newspaper delivery guy to death and then tried to cover it up. Later the videos got released. They killed him, beat him to death. He was like, I'm delivering newspapers. And they said, no one allowed on the streets, and beat him to death. That's what Tiananmen Square is. When they just said all over Pittsburgh, no one is allowed to be out, including kids in their front yards, miles and miles away from the convention center. They would go to the university at night, and there's videos of university kids coming out of dorms, coming out of the university centers, dates. They're not even protesters, and they walk up and go, officer, why are you pepper spraying us? Why are you? And they will just hit them. And there's video of them running up to a woman, knocking her off her bike. She gets up and says, why are you doing this? The cops hit her again with billy clubs. So she throws her bike at them. They beat the hell out of her. And, I mean, this is so unlawful. This is such criminal behavior. This is a police riot when they're beating women up. And then you're supposed to just sit there and take it while they beat you up for their own personal enjoyment. But they were clearly ordered to do this. And, again, AP, don't believe Alex Jones. There's a lot of AP articles that are actually accurate. There's a crazy Reuters article saying no arrests were made. Total lie. We're going to go over that. But it says civil liberties groups, police overreacted at G20. And then it describes people in their neighborhoods being driven into their homes, people being attacked on their porches, children being attacked. There's video of old women being attacked with police dogs and being bitten. And women walking out of stores with bags going, what's going on, officer? And they're like, ah, because they've always wanted to be able to attack the public. They've always wanted to have a bloody psycho riot. And the same thing happened in Germany. Same things happen everywhere else. We know psychology. We know what armies do, the mass raping, the killing, this evil spirit that comes over them. And that's why you don't want the military or militarized police in your country. That's why the Constitution and Posse Comitatus say it's illegal. But they just ignore all of that. So we have all of this happening, and now Obama's announcing he wants a 12-month school year. They, in New Jersey, are not apologizing for the new Obama curriculum, where they have the kids change the verse from Jesus loves all the children to Obama loves all the children. Red, yellow, black, and white, they are all equal in the president's sight. We played that Friday. We broke that a month ago, but now Limbaugh and Hannity and Drudge got it last week. And we've got scores of these videos. And I'm not bragging that we keep breaking it, but I am honored that we're actually driving the news now. That what we cover then later becomes mainstream media. That's the real value of this radio show, is that we can drive things out into the public consciousness to have a wider debate about them. Now, I want to get a statement from both of you, and we're going to play some exclusive audio and video here of your arrest. That's what this video is. And we're going to go over a lot of this video we can't play. This one doesn't have cussing, right?
No, I cut out all the cussing.
Yeah, which took Burmis. Burmis was up here like 5-6 hours last night?
I was up here till about 2:30 in the morning. I came back here at noon.
Okay, so you've been working all day just to cut the cuss words out, mainly the police screaming and cussing. But first, I want to get, in summation, what you witnessed Rob do with the military and the police attacking the American people. And then the big news I haven't even announced. I barely mentioned it earlier, because if police dogs attacking old women isn't enough, if little kids playing football in their front yard in the middle of a neighborhood being attacked from 10 feet away, point-blank range with sound cannons that do damage the middle ear and can cause permanent deafness isn't enough. Luke Radowski was arrested, was charged, was taken to the penitentiary with you. He said the military was holding him. They stripped him down, made fun of his naked body, beat him with billy clubs, saying, you're the big TV star, this will teach you a lesson, and then handcuffed him in violation of the Geneva Convention while he was in the cell. And you said you were in there, and there was just people bloody, some people Burmis was telling me some people so bloody they couldn't even get up. And again, most of these were college students, because the police couldn't find anyone that wasn't submitting. So they would go into neighborhoods and attack old women. They would go into shopping areas and attack old women, small children. And it's more than just anger. I am physically nauseous, and I know you are. So, dude, give us your boiled out of the whole event, your arrest, what you witnessed. Thank God they dropped charges on you. They have it on Luke. and then we'll get Jason Burmas's take on this.
It was